Sorry about the delay, but we are going finally after a little bit of a wait. We are underway here in Qatar, a very sunny Qatar, unusually, as I'm pretty sure that's George Ansell coming to the line to start his lap. Owen Curry about to finish his. We're underway in what is kind of a bit of a sunset Qatar here, which some may not like, but to be honest, it's a little bit of something different for the moment. We've had a lot of night races. Well, we will have a lot of night races. At the moment, we've only had one so far, which has been Saudi Arabia. I'm just trying to make sure everything is going well at the moment, and we are working as I try and get a few things up and ready. That is Ski Fan who has gone round there. I think we have a Ferrari of SLR Quattro coming to the line for his first lap of this race. And it's going to be a 21-2. Puts him on the front row for the moment. Championship leader Jaden only on his out lap at the moment. He hasn't been in any rush to get going early. We see him now going through turn 10, getting ready to get going. As I'm pretty sure Owen Curry is coming to the line on an improved lap now, which has put him fourth fastest. So a good lap there from Owen. We've another driver of, I'm pretty sure, Bosan coming down the start-finish straight. Pretty sure he's coming down in low fuel mode. Or he's just coming down very slowly anyway. We've 19 so far, expected to have a full grid, and we'll find out about that now. Zane Vell hasn't invalidated his lap. That's Jaden into the barriers. On the pit straight. I don't know what on earth has happened there. We swapped to him. He's hit the barriers, and that's him out of qualifying. So that is very interesting. Our championship leader has been on the podium in every race he's started in and has won the last two, is now going to start this race from the back of the grid. Well, I'm going to have to find out what happened there. Quite the moment he has had. So Tyro is going to be the next driver to start a flying lap. No, he won't. He's just been overtaken by, I'm pretty sure that's Lucky Nutshot, who's still yet to start a flying lap. We've only 10 drivers who've currently settled. Invalidating clearly is something that happens a lot around here. So here goes Lucky Nutshot now, down in towards turn 1, drop down into fourth and try to get on the power as early as possible. He had to lift there, just going through the exit. Through turn 2 now, again, one where you have to get on the power as early as possible, and then this kink flick through 3, and now up towards turn 4. Again, a fairly flat section, but you'll have to lift a bit going through 5, down towards turn 6, one of the slowest corners on the whole track. He's managed to do that fairly well. Up now down towards 7. This is a very, very fast flowing track where people have invalidated. He's managed to keep it on track through the right quick turn of turn 9. Now towards 10, the second slowest corner on the track, and now it's the flat out final sector here, as he's going to go and hopefully avoid the traffic ahead. Down towards 14 he goes. You drop a gear through here, hoping that those drivers do get out of the way, which they do. Again, another flat section, and now the final corner where laps can go awfully wrong, and he's managed to keep it on the line. It's a good lap so far from Lucky Nutshot. We'll see now where this is going to put him as he comes to the line, and it's P5 for the Alfa Romeo. He's immediately jumped by Tyro, and then after that it's Bosan, who's still kind of just cruising out there, setting lap times. I'm pretty sure that's Zane now crossing the line to start a lap. Same with Harrison. Behind is the Alpine of Williams, who's setting his first lap here. SJ Williams still yet to score a point in Tier 1, reserving, and he's going to hope that he has a good race here tonight, as Williams crosses the line and goes 7th fastest. Behind is the McLaren of Skifan. He's gone 10th fastest. Then it's Epic up to 8th. Owen Curry starting a lap before Legend improves his advantage with a 20.5. One of the favourites for pole today is Jaden, as Hyper goes up onto the front row with a brilliant lap time of a 21.2. That's Syke now 6/10 up on his lap, goes to the line. It's 5th fastest. Behind is Days, who hasn't improved. After that it's Sam Scarra, and then around the final corner I think is another Mercedes. F. Parsons had a brilliant debut, and as he goes around the final corner, just barely up in his time. It should be enough to get up into the top 3 if he does keep that time. He does, and it's currently a Mercedes 1-2 at the moment. Next across the line is Bosan again. After that then is Zane, who's gone 6th fastest. A good lap time there. El Mas has got joined the session. We now have a full grid. George Ansel, still yet to set a lap, has been on pole 4 times this season. He'd want to make it 5 here, or 3 times this season. He'd want to make it 5 here tonight in Qatar. We'll have to find out. Second in the championship, 29 points, and with Jaden going to be starting last more than likely, it's a big opportunity if he does qualify quite high, and maybe win his first race of the season. Everyone kind of coming into the pits. This is kind of that's kind of the second kind of crossover period before we get going for final. Don't know what's up with these things that the Tier 3 drivers are doing. Bozan done it, and so is Sam, where they're kind of just cruising now down, maybe doing another cool down lap to try and gain back the ERS. We'll have to find out. Harrison has invalidated George Ansel now going through the fast flowing final sector. He's currently set the fastest middle sector of all, and the Alpine driver could be set for provisional pole yet again. He invalidated his first lap, and as he comes around turn 16 now, the final corner, we'll see how his straight line speed goes as he powers down now and manages to keep the lap valid, and is going to go all the way down towards the line now. What is this lap going to be? It is provisional pole for the Alpine driver. Whether he can get back in and try and improve, because I'm sure Alfie knows himself on the second row that he may be able to get back out and maybe set a faster time. There's a Red Bull also going to the line. He's coming into the pits. El Mas invalidated, and everyone else currently on a lap has also invalidated. So the man of the moment is George Ansel, currently on pole. It could be set for another race win. It is kind of a very close championship, other than the leader, who's currently over a race win ahead. Jaden, currently 19th, is on 85 points, and a podium today means he's the first driver to hit 100. He's currently leading the championship from George Ansell by 29 points, who is, to be fair again, a further 16 points ahead of SLR Quattro. And after that, it's quite close all the way down towards El Mas in 10th. All those drivers only separated by 25 points here at the midway point of the season. As we watch Sam Esquerra now starting his final lap of the session, more than likely. We'll see what the Tier 3 reserve can do today. He's going down towards turn 1. We'll see what the mind of a Tier 3 driver is, as he runs very wide through 1, but does keep it valid, and a fairly decent turn 2. Now, some of these drivers are maybe just there to fill up the numbers, but at the moment Sam seems to be doing quite alright for himself. Oh, he goes very wide there though. He does manage to keep it valid, and he's just about level with his time. He's going wide pretty much everywhere, but he's kind of so slow while doing it that he's managing to keep the laps valid. I think this could be the time he does invalidate. Still, the lap stays valid, and he's going through now down towards turn 10, taking it awfully slow, and he's backed off. So something's out there happening there, and he's decided to back off, regain the energy, and go again. El Mas has saved enough fuel to go again now for his only lap. Behind him is a Williams driver of Bosan, who's hoping not to get in the way. So El Mas himself, it's Jake Mate and Harrison, the only drivers not to set a lap. He has set a lap now, which has put him in 17th, but I'm sure he knows that with his own pace he has the chance to be in the top 5. In his only point finish being in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, where he did finish on the podium, and then of course DNFing in Monza. He's going to hope to do something, as he's a 10th down currently on his first lap. His first lap probably was a little bit better though, maybe in the first sector, and he might be able to pull it all maybe in the middle sector. We'll see. Everyone else, I think, is not on a lap, as one driver has decided to stay in the pits, or are they just, I don't know, that's Jaden's car, just in the pits. Yes, 18 seconds up on his time, so El Mas currently set, I think, for possibly the top 10 here, as he's invalidated. So has he got enough? He's barely any ERS, but the question is, has he got enough fuel to go again for one last time? We will find out. Everyone is kind of parked and hoping that Bosan can go through them all. He's almost taken him out there, El Mas, trying to heat up his tyres to go again. As here goes Bosan now to the line. This will be his final lap of the session, and I don't think it's going to be a very competitive one, but it is one that keeps him in P16 for the moment. Most people just finishing off the laps. El Mas, I think, has ran out of fuel here, and that is qualifying over for the Haas. SJ Williams is going to be the first to cross the line of the laps and goes 9th fastest, so a great lap there from the Alpine driver. Next up is it's Jake Mate for his first lap of the session, and it's enough to put him into the top 10, P7 for it's Jake Mate, as Harrison has retired from the session there, going through, I think that's turn 14, and he is out. The Mercedes driver is now next to the line. Parsons has invalidated. Alfie Legend has made the front row, but it's not going to be pole position, as Owen Curry stays 11th fastest. Next up, George Ansell, to extend his advantage, he's invalidated. So maybe Hyper, 2/10 up. What can he do? Hyper goes 4th fastest. After that, Days, where can he go? Stays 4th fastest. Tyro can't improve either. Psyched across the line. It's 3rd for Psych, as Quattro has invalidated. Zane, 1/10 up on his time, maybe a little bit more. Where will that put him? Zane goes 7th fastest. Next across the line will be Lucky Nutshot with a valid lap. comes to the line, can't improve. And after that, finally, is Skifan, who's invalidated, and then Epic, and that is qualifying over. So it's pole position, the 4th pole of the season for George Ansell, currently P2 in the standings, yet still hasn't a race win to his name. Can he be the first now, with the only other race winner so far that's left on the grid is Jaden, who's currently going to start second last, along with Harrison in last, the only 2 drivers not to have set a lap. So George Ansell, if there's any chance for him to be on pole now, or to win a race, now is the time. So George Ansell is on pole, Legend very close behind, but not on pole, the front row he'll have to settle for. Syke with a brilliant lap at the end, puts him 3rd fastest, but a long way off the 2 pole sitters, or the 2 front row sitters. F. Parsons making a Mercedes 2-4, great lap from him. Hyper in 5th with Quattro in 6th, Zane in 7th, it's Jake May 8th, Tyro 9th with S.J. Williams in 10th, Oven Curry 11th, Lucky Nutshot 12th, Epic 13th, Days 14th, Skifan 15th, Sam and Bosan 16 and 17 with Elmas 18, Jaden 19th, and Harrison starting dead last here in Qatar. It's a daytime race as well. We have 28 laps of racing to go. Good to see 15 people joining in. We'll see what happens, as I'm pretty sure Zane has disconnected again, unfortunately. We'll see if we can get him back in. But first, we have the race start ahead of us here in Qatar. It's 5 red lights. Yeah, I think that's another red flag or something has happened there. Okay, gonna restart the stream. We'll be back in a moment.